In an age of information overload, hyperactivity, and curated identities, the ancient maxim, know thyself, has taken on new urgency. Once the domain of philosophers and mystics, the quest for self-knowledge now occupies center stage in psychology, neuroscience, leadership training, digital culture, and even AI ethics. But what does it mean to know oneself today, in a world shaped by algorithms, virtual personas, and rapid cultural change? Modern self-knowledge goes beyond introspection. It encompasses emotional intelligence, cognitive science, identity formation, and an understanding of how external systems, from technology to capitalism, shape our inner lives. It requires not just looking inward, but questioning how the self is constructed, influenced, and expressed in dynamic environments. This essay explores the evolution of self-knowledge in a modern context, examining its relevance, challenges, and practical applications in personal and social transformation. Self-knowledge is no longer considered a luxury of the reflective few. It has become essential for navigating modern life. In the workplace, emotionally intelligent leadership is prized over authoritarian command. In relationships, emotional awareness and communication skills determine intimacy and longevity. In mental health, mindfulness and cognitive behavioral therapy depend on the ability to observe one's thoughts and emotions. In a rapidly changing world, the capacity for self-reflection, adaptation, and emotional regulation is vital. Self-knowledge allows us to remain grounded amid uncertainty, make values-aligned decisions, and respond rather than react to challenges. As individuals contend with identity crises, existential anxiety, and burnout, the ability to know and regulate oneself becomes a form of psychological resilience. Daniel Goleman's concept of emotional intelligence revolutionized how modern society views self-awareness. EQ includes 5 pillars: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. High EQ individuals are better equipped to handle stress, resolve conflict, lead teams, and build strong relationships. Corporations, schools, and leadership institutes now prioritize EQ development alongside traditional cognitive abilities. The digital era has complicated self-knowledge by offering platforms for expression while simultaneously encouraging performance. Social media, for example, allows users to construct idealized versions of themselves, filtered, edited, and algorithmically reinforced. This has led to the rise of the performative self, a version of the individual crafted for external validation rather than internal truth. Modern self-knowledge must now contend with how algorithms shape our perceptions of ourselves. Recommendation engines on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram curate content based on past behavior, effectively mirroring back a version of the self defined by consumption patterns. This datafied self becomes a feedback loop. We see what we click on, and we click on what we see, deepening narrow aspects of identity while suppressing others. The constant need to brand oneself has contributed to a new form of digital fatigue and identity disorientation. As people tire of the curated self, there's a growing cultural hunger for authenticity, vulnerability, and depth, a call to know and present oneself honestly. Movements like digital detoxing, slow living, and conscious social media use have emerged as responses to the erosion of genuine self-connection. Contemporary society has seen a surge in therapeutic and self-development modalities aimed at enhancing self-knowledge. From traditional psychotherapy to life coaching, the emphasis is on developing awareness, agency, and alignment between inner values and outer life. Modern psychodynamic and humanistic therapies help individuals uncover unconscious patterns, childhood wounds, and internalized narratives. Carl Jung's notion of the shadow self, those parts of ourselves we reject or deny, has experienced a revival in both therapeutic and spiritual circles. Integrating the shadow is viewed as essential to wholeness and emotional maturity. Mindfulness, rooted in Buddhist tradition, but now backed by empirical research, emphasizes non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. It cultivates self-knowledge by encouraging people to observe their thoughts and emotions without attachment. This practice not only reduces stress but fosters clarity and compassion, oneself and others. While often framed as an individual pursuit, self-knowledge has profound collective implications. Leaders who lack self-awareness make reactive, ego-driven decisions. Nations that fail to reflect on historical trauma perpetuate cycles of violence. On the other hand, communities grounded in reflection foster justice, empathy, and innovation. The modern conception of self-knowledge is thus inherently relational. It involves understanding not just who I am, but how I affect others, and how we shape each other in return. It's about being responsible for our inner world, and how that world meets the outer one.